What's happening, everybody? This is Vancity Audi. My name is Adam, and today I am going to do something that I have been waiting for. I've known I've wanted to do it for a long time. I just waited for the appropriate time, and now I'm bringing it to you guys. I am going to do a three-way dyno comparison on one car on the same day. All the same conditions. Same tune, same parts, same fuel. I am going to show you guys just what a waste of time it is to compare your guys' results, your dyno results, from one car to another that may be on the other side of the world, that may be on the other side of the country. Oh man, my car makes 580 wheel horse. Oh, you set the dyno record. What the hell is that? Are you guys kidding me? There are so many variables. All dynos register differently, they're calibrated differently. Yes, each manufacturer does the best they can to make sure that they're close, but I'm gonna show you today just how different they are. I'm gonna be going to 3 different dyno spots here in the Lower Mainland in Vancouver, British Columbia. The first one being HPA, the second one being Racing Greed, and the third one being Evolution Auto Performance. Evolution, I've had the car dynoed at multiple times already. If you guys scroll back in my videos on the channel, each of those dyno videos that I've done the part comparison on have all been at Evolution. Last video I put out, or not the last one, the one before last, was the comparison between the integrated engineering 4-inch air intake system and the Unitronic 4-inch air intake system. And people were blown away when they saw how much wheel horse I was making on that dyno. I registered 578 wheel and 558 pounds-foot. That was at Evolution on Unitronic's Stage 2 E85 file with full bolt-ons. What the hell? Everyone's thinking, I'm making more power than Unitronic advertised. What's going on? You must have done something differently. How about each dyno reads differently, and for all we know, that dyno was reading high? Keep in mind, everybody, that there's different variables when trying to find out how much power you have. The density of the air. If it's really dense, it's nice and cool, your car is gonna make that much more power. If it's really humid, that's gonna pull power out. So all these different variables make a big difference when dynoing your car. Today it's 5 degrees Celsius here in Vancouver. It's chilly, as it has been lately. And as you guys know that have followed the channel, a couple weeks ago I switched back to a pump gas file. I am no longer running that E60 to E85 Stage 2 file that Unitronic offers. That I set the record of 997 at 137.42 in the quarter mile. For the winter months, I want better gas mileage. I don't want to have to deal with all my cold start issues. And I'm actually on the Unitronic Stage 2 93 Octane file. Reason that I'm on the 93 file is I still want the best performance I can get, even though I'm not running pure ethanol or a high content level of ethanol. So here in Vancouver, the maximum octane fuel we have is 94, but it is an ethanol-free blend. So we have done a lot of dynoing and a lot of logging, and that fuel makes crap all for power. It pulls timing, it doesn't run very well. It runs fine, it isn't very good for performance gains. That's what I'm all about, making this thing go as fast as I can, regardless of what fuel or tune I'm on. So, I have chosen to run American fuel. Just south of us in the States is Washington, and they offer a 92 octane premium fuel that has up to 10% ethanol. So I'm running that in addition to about, I want to say, 3.5 liters per what I just put in of ethanol, or E85, coming to a total today of E23. So I am running a 92 octane fuel with additional E85 to bring up my ethanol level to about E23. It's flashing back between E22 and E23. with that additional ethanol, I got a bit more octane, and no more timing is being pulled. So I've done a bunch of logging. The car is running optimally as it is. So for those of you that are going to go out after and dyno your car on a similar tune and similar setup, if you're just running straight pump gas, you might not make as much power. But it won't matter anyways, because what I'm proving to you guys today is all dynos are going to read differently on one day to the other and one weather condition to the other. And today I want to show you just how different they are. I'm going to be talking to a few guys there. We're going to go over in specific what's done to the car to show you guys, there's no funny business, to show you guys what I've done, the power that I'm going to be making. We're going to see if I come close to Unitronic's claimed numbers, because people were freaking out that I was making more than their claimed numbers on the Evolution dyno on the ethanol file. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'm really interested to see what happens. I don't know how much variable there's going to be between these dynos. I want to say right now, before I've even gone out there, my guesstimate, 60 wheel horse. That's my guess. We're going to see if I come even close to that or not. I think from the highest reading dyno to the lowest reading dyno, all-wheel drive, I forgot to mention that, I'm doing an all-wheel drive dyno today. I'm not putting the car in front-wheel drive only. I'm going to do all-wheel drive on all-wheel drive dynos. I think that the highest reading dyno is going to read 60 wheel horse, less or more than the lowest reading dyno. That's my guess. We'll see if I'm even close to accurate, but I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'm stoked for it because I'm finally putting something out there that I have a really strong opinion on. Those guys, those dyno queens, those guys that go out, my car makes 1,500 horsepower. They go on a dyno, wow, it makes that power, but they never drive their cars. They never race them, no quarter mile, no half mile, nothing. So what the hell is the point of having those numbers? To me, you're kind of showing how big your E-peen is on that one, guys. I don't get it. I think it's a waste of time and money. And for once, I'm putting out a strong opinion that I think it is bull to do that. So today I'm gonna show that you can go from one dyno and another and show higher or lower. And hey, maybe after today, if you guys might say, well, damn, I had no idea that they read that differently, and understand that a dyno is a tuning device. It isn't a way to measure your peen, guys. I'm sorry for those of you that think that way. It isn't. My car makes 1,400 horsepower. I don't care. Get it to the street and see how fast it is. Get it on the track even more so and see how fast it is. I'm excited. I hope you guys are. First destination is HPA. I'm on my way there right now, and we'll see what's happening. So this is Marcel, the owner of HPA. He's going to take a second to just tell us about this dyno and how unbelievably badass it truly is. Go ahead, Marcel.
Yeah, you know, thanks. I appreciate the car being here, number one. We're on a Superflow AW30, so it's 30-inch diameter drums. It's really a rolling road simulator. We've got the difference maker up here, which is our NASCAR wind machine. So we can pump 150 mile-an-hour simulated airflow at 32,000 CFM through the front of the grill, enabling us to run 24 hours a day at simulated speeds. Key thing about the dyno rolling road, first is we're connected on a shaft front to back, so there's no disparity on the traction control system. Second, at the back end of the dyno, we have an exhausting fan that pulls 42,000 CFM out of the room, so we're pulling out all the heat in the BTUs. When we're going to test this little hot rod today, we're going to stack a lot of heat on it. That turbo is going to glow, that aluminum head's going to get screaming hot. The radiator is going to do its best to evacuate that heat, and with the fans pumping the air through it and down the firewall, and the fan at the back pulling everything out into the atmosphere, we should be able to see some true actual track-like results. We're in a soundproof enclosure. Cameras in here is going to be loud, but other than that, we're really proud to have a true rolling road test lab here in Vancouver.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Marcel. Can't wait to see what it does.
Thank you.
So as previously mentioned, I'm running the exact same parts that I ran on my previous dyno. Nothing's changed. The only thing that has changed is the tune and the fuel. So same parts. I'll show you right now what I'm running. Unitronic cold air intake system. That's a 4-inch. I'm using the sport filter that is provided with the system when you buy it. Unitronic 4-inch turbo inlet. HPA Motorsport down pipes, mid pipes, and the HPA intercooler. So we got 92 American fuel with some additional E85 bumping it up to about an E23 running the Unitronic Stage 2 93 octane file. Let's see how much power this makes at HPA. So here's a comparison, the red lines being what the base RS3 ran, which was 401 horsepower, and what was it on the torque?
371.
371. And I did a 474 for the horsepower and 473 for pounds-foot. One down, 2 to go. Thank you very much to HPA. Thank you to Marcel and all the rest of the guys that helped me out today. What a phenomenal facility you guys have. That dyno is insane. The amount of airflow and how it simulates a realistic driving environment is incredible. 474 wheel horse, 473 pounds-foot. Now I'm on to Evolution Auto Performance. For those of you that watch the channel, you know that I've dynoed the car there a bunch of times already, but always on ethanol. This is the first time that I'm going to be running a pump gas tune and dynoing at this facility. So I'm excited to see what they show on their dyno at Evolution Auto Performance. Channel, this place is familiar, Evolution Auto Performance, where I get the majority of my dyno testing done. This is the first time though that I'm gonna actually be on pump gas. They use a Dynocom all-wheel drive dyno. So we're gonna see how this one reacts and how this one reads in comparison to the HPA dyno. It's got it up, got the car warmed up, same operating temperatures as before, same conditions, hood closed, all the fans pushing and pulling air through to match the same conditions or as close to the same conditions as we had at HPA. Let's get this going. Super choppy run. You can see little blips all over, mainly due with the Haldex controller sending power to the all-wheel drive system to the rear. So that's why we're doing multiple runs, so we can get the smoothest possible run, and that's the dyno result we're going to use. At 537 torque. Holy crap balls. and 501, you're still getting that quite noticeable blip. So your curve does not look like it should. So what you have here, guys, is my most recent dyno that I did on ethanol. But I did it in two-wheel drive, front-wheel drive only. As you guys can see, the graph is extremely smooth. The power is very linear. That's why I constantly do the runs in front-wheel drive, to not have the Haldex system get in the way of a smooth run. As you can see, the all-wheel drive one we did today was all over the map with blips low and high, with the reading of 477 and 501 as the smoothest run and most accurate that we had. Two down, one to go, guys. That was very interesting. I got it on the second dyno and it hit 477 and 501. So a few horsepower more, not enough to really say that it read differently. I'll give it that. I'll say that the horsepower was on par with one another. But the torque, holy crap. What is that, 24, 25 pounds-foot difference from one dyno to another? For a standard everyday user that really didn't know any better on how to read graphs or how to understand the power band of your car, seeing all those bloops in it tells me that it isn't running smoothly. It's the all-wheel drive system is interfering. And Kevin from Evolution, thank you very much for dynoing my car today and helping out. He actually commented, when you see those bloops on the graph, he could feel the jerk. So as much as they didn't necessarily notice that or feel that on the dyno at HPA, they noticed it at the dyno at Evolution. So just goes to show already between the first two that from one dyno to another, it definitely makes a difference. It was a significant amount of torque difference simply because of those blips. Why I was excited to do it at Evolution again was to show you guys the graph and the comparison. As I just showed you guys on my ethanol runs and how I always dyno the car in two-wheel drive only and front-wheel drive, you get a nice smooth power band, a nice smooth curve to get as accurate results as possible. I've noticed that doing all-wheel drive dynos, you get the Haldex system doing some funny little blips here and there. If it blips even for 500 RPM in the rev range, that's gonna be your highest reading. That's gonna be your max horsepower or your max torque, which is not an accurate depiction. So, on to the third place, Racing Greed. I'm excited to see them. I haven't been there in a while. They are the guys that are at the track all the time at Mission Raceway, where I race with a bunch of their customers' cars. They're big on going fast and big on making power. So I'm excited to go there and test out their Mustang dyno, which is another brand of dyno that I haven't tested this car on as to date. On my way there right now. So we're here at Racing Greed, car ready to rock and roll. He's just calibrating the dyno and we're about to give her hell. This is actually the first time, like I mentioned, that I've dynoed this car here at Racing Greed. Not only that, I'd fill you guys in that around town, around the lower mainland, this dyno is known as the Heartbreaker. People come here with expectations of making 1,000 horsepower, just big numbers from their tunes and what they've been promised. And then they get the heart-crushing Mustang dyno numbers. So I am expecting this to be the lowest numbers of the day. the dyno jet corrected numbers. These are the Mustang numbers, 415 and 445. So a massive difference compared to the other two dynos. Numbers. Let him fix this graph again. So that was 409 and 418 Mustang. As you guys can see though, it is not a smooth pull. So again, we're seeing that interference from the Haldex all-wheel drive system, putting power to the rears and trying to manage that on a dyno. But 409 and 418, way lower on the Mustang dyno. Dyno jet corrections, that's 472 and 481. So how I say dyno jet corrections, that means that it's a Mustang dyno, but using a dyno jet calibration, and it's showing 472 and 481, which is much closer to what I've seen on the other dynos. But if you're looking at it from a standpoint of just a Mustang dyno numbers, it is much lower. So that exact same pull without the dyno jet calibration done, this is the Mustang numbers, 410 and 418. Same curve guys, same pull, just these are the numbers that we're getting on this Mustang dyno, which is a huge difference compared to the other numbers on the other two dynos. Three dynos, one car, one day, one type of fuel, one tune, same parts, everything the same. I don't think I could have done a better comparison, guys. Hoods were closed on all of the different dynos, as many fans as we could get blowing on all of them. Huge difference between one. The Mustang dyno, 65 wheel horsepower less. Wow. I cannot believe that I was even remotely close to that guesstimate of 60 horsepower difference. Tremendous difference. When the dyno jet conversion was actually used, it came very close to the other two reads, but that isn't normally how a Mustang dyno reads. I showed both numbers to show you guys the comparison because there's so many different dynos out there with so many different calibrations that they all work differently, they all read differently. The reason why I made this video is because I want to get you guys off of the dynos, stop being bloody dyno queens. I don't care that your car made 1,000 wheel horsepower on a dyno. Whoop-de-hoo, your E-peen is still this big. What I care about, and what a lot of other people, car enthusiasts, they want to see it in use. They want to see it on the track, half mile, quarter mile racing. See what you trap. See how much power your car is making to go that fast. That's a good indication. Dynos are meant more for tuning, for comparing the changes that you've made, for fine-tuning your car, not to just see how much power you make and then go back to your driving on streets. Like, come on guys. You have amazing performance vehicles in these RS3s. Stop comparing numbers. I wanted to show you my comparison of numbers to encourage you to stop doing it. I pulled up the Unitronic numbers because I discussed this at the very beginning of my video, that I was going to compare what I was able to do on the Unitronic Stage 2 93 octane file compared to what they actually advertise it, to show another reason why dyno numbers mean squat. Unitronic quotes 554 crank horsepower and 527 pounds-foot. Even on my best run today, it was like 481 or something, or 477 wheel horse. Even if you do like a 15% drivetrain loss, you still don't come close to that horsepower rating, because perhaps they're using a different dyno, perhaps it reads differently. I've had local RS3s come up to me and be like, man, I'm running this tune, why am I not making the advertised numbers? Well, that's what they are, an advertisement, to show you, like marketing. This is what we made on ours. This is what was possible on ours. That doesn't mean that everyone should expect to get those numbers. That's just not the reality of it. All dynos read differently, they all operate differently, which is what I was trying to show you guys today. The big difference in the Mustang dyno at the end really proved my point on just how different some dynos read. Thank you everybody for watching the video. I hope this video gets shared more than any of my other videos, because I really want to bring attention to the fact that I want people to start using their damn cars. I see so many luxury supercars around Vancouver that will never see a track, and that's what they're built for. Guys that I know that have Hellcats, 707 horsepower monsters that'll never see a drag strip, but they'll go to a dyno. Get off the dyno and get on the track. Quarter mile, half mile racing, I want to see it. Get out there, experience your car and what it was meant to do. Put that power to good use. Get it off the damn dyno unless you're tuning it or doing a comparison to see if something makes more power. Got it off my chest now, guys. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for subscribing, liking, and sharing. Thank you for taking the time to watch the video, and I really look forward to bringing you guys more content in the near future.